So I started off knowing I was going to replace the turn signals on the Humvee hood with something different, and since I didn't need the turn signals in their spot, I started with some small pod lights. And since those look stupid, I immediately ordered something bigger. If you're doing any rewiring or custom wiring, I highly recommend getting one of these little boxes that produces DC power and you can limit the amperage and the voltage. It was a huge help. I wish I bought it many months ago. These are the lights I ended up with that were the big ones, and it took a ton of cutting and welding. Actually, not a ton, but a lot more than you would expect just coming out of the box and bolting on. But I was able to fit them down below the profile of the hood, so they streamline in the wind, which is really important with the Humvee, of course. But most of all, I like the way they look.
All right, so here's what I'm working with. I welded in that bolt and ground it, and then basically those other holes are from another iteration I'm not using, but this basically goes there, and then I could pilot the other one, and that'll put the light in the right place. You can see that tucks in there, not a lot of room to spare, a little bit of play, just what it needs. And just be careful when you clear off this carbon dust that you kind of shield and blow air down this way, because if you just blow straight at it, it's going to go all in your face, and then you got carbon in your eyes, which totally sucks. All right, here's the end result with these lights, and you can see basically cut all this down, brought it to where I've got a let's see, special bolt. Let's see, that is called a elevator bolt, which is basically a big washer with a bolt on it. So I'm gonna weld those in place, and then they'll stick down through the body and carry that light nice and low. You can see that carries it pretty well flush. I'll be able to make adjustments. It stays tight to the side and forward, which is needed for the shape of the Humvee hood. And it's not quite perfect, but it's almost level, and it'll be something that between aiming sideways and then forward and aft that I can aim, and it will suffice for an adjustment. So that's going to be that.